What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down how you guys can sell your routes and how you can become a better salesman with your route running, okay? We're going to be talking about pad level, we're going to be talking about eyes, and we're going to be talking about hips and a couple of moves you guys can use at the top of the route with just a normal route to create some separation. Guys, if you're a receiver and you want to get better hands, you want to improve your catching, and you want a 30-day program with specific exercises designed to improve your grip strength, hand-eye coordination, and all the above when it comes to catching, check out that link in the description that says improve your hands in 30 days. It's a full 30-day program with about maybe 4 to 5 exercises every single day with specific reps designed to improve your hands. Hope to get you guys on that soon. Let's get started. So now, we're going to be talking about here how your pad level and how your body language is important to get this DB to commit to the fade. And we're a salesman on a route where it doesn't even require making a move. All it requires is push it vertical and dropping your hips. Okay, so let's watch this thing full speed. So he comes off here, attacks the leverage, bursts up outside, selling like he's running a fade, then he's able to drop. Now, two things got to happen on this. We got to have great pad level, we got to have great speed, and we got to have the same stride length. So really three things, okay? So now, when he comes off here, not going to be focusing too much on the release here, but he closes the gap. Now he bursts to the outside, right? Gets hands, rips underneath nose. He just had to beat this outside arm, so I rip that shoulder underneath. Now it's time to push vertical, right? So if I could push vertical and I keep my chest in an explosive, look at his pad level right here. He's in a 45-degree angle pad level, right? Now the thing about it being in a 45-degree angle pad level is like when you're running a 40, you want to be in that drive phase, right? One, it gives you more explosion. But what do you think this DB's thinking when he sees your pad level like this? He's not thinking, oh, he's about to run a stop route. That's not what he's thinking. Maybe he's a smart DB, studies a lot of film. Yeah, maybe that's something that's on his radar, right? But because I'm with my pad level, because I take the same strides and I'm able to cut in strides, that's going to allow me to drop this thing off and to get this DB to overcommit, right? So he's got his head down. He's got his eyes forward. He's not looking at the floor. He's got his eyes forward. He's just running vertical. Everything's a fade until it's not. And then what do you use to slow you down when you're running vertical is your hips, okay? Because it's about really doing two things. It's about to get him to commit to the fade, which is what he does. His hips are here. He's got his head down. He's running. He's in oh shit mode. I don't want to get beat over the top. And then we got to use my hips to drop me. You got to be violent with your hips to get you in and out of this break, right? So you watch him here again. I'm going to play at full speed. Drops those hips. DB shoots by because he's believing that he's running a fade. We want to be able to self-fade as much as I possibly can and then drop my hips, right? On any kind of route, a comeback, curl. What a lot of people do that doesn't self-fade is I call it an indicator. They'll get to this position right here before the route, and they'll start slowing their steps down. They'll start striding choppy. They start leaning back with their chest. That's an indicator. If I'm a DB and I feel your speed starting to change, I feel your steps getting real choppy, I see your arms start to stop, I see your pad level raise up, I'm sitting on this dang break and I'm going to make a play on this ball. If we make it all look the same, you run a fade maybe one time, you get this guy to overcommit, you go with good pad level, you sell this thing vertical, you get him to think, okay, he ran a fade. Okay, I've seen this before. You work the same release, you push outside, you look like you're running the same exact thing. He doesn't want to get beat over the top again. Bam, we snap this thing off, I drop my hips. Okay, so that's the goal with this. That's one way you could sell routes is by pushing vertical. On any single route, we can self-fade. Yes, there are times where you change up the tempo. I don't want to make it sound like every single route you need to be running a full speed. A lot of timing issues go into factor, but on a route like this, stop route, a curl route, maybe a dig route, depending on the play, how we sell this route, how we can be a salesman first is with my pad level, speed, and body language. Let's watch it again one more time. So closes the gap, pushes vertical, drops your hips on a dime. The only way you change direction going full speed is by dropping your hips. Okay, so now we're going to be looking at digs here, running this out route. Now we're going to be talking about this peek back method. That's another way that you can sell like you're running a vertical, or just sell this route in general. So you see when he comes off here, he works to restack, right? Anytime I'm in a situation where I could restack a DB and I have an out breaking route, right? I'm running to this, it's a corner, an out, a comeback, whatever it is, I can work this technique, okay? So this technique, we call it a peek back, but not a lean back, which is what a lot of people do. You see how Diggs, he's just peeking over that left shoulder, right? And that peek over that left shoulder can get a DB who's maybe a little bit more aggressive, because when you peek, your hips can kind of turn to the inside as well. You want to peek over that shoulder, your inside shoulder, but not lean back. Let me explain. So if you look back and you start leaning back with your shoulders and you start putting your chest up in the air, your strides get a little bit choppier, and then this DB is going to be able to react a little bit quicker because we're not going to have any explosion. But if you just peek back over this shoulder, you give your eyes to that quarterback, it kind of turns your shoulders and commits your hips a little bit to the inside. It sells like you're just getting this seam right now. DB is going to be a little bit over anxious, especially when he's trailing your back hip, but he sees your body start to shift to the inside when we're getting real technical with it, right? But that's the reason behind it. You look back over that shoulder and you pop this break off right in stride, and you don't lose any explosion. The key is not to lose any explosion. You see when Diggs goes here, he just pops that foot in the ground. Just sudden, keeps a good chest, good pad level forward, because if you could create energy right here, it's going to be able to shoot you back out towards the sideline, and you're going to be able to widen the gap with this DB. So Looking over that shoulder, pushing full speed, pushing vertical, pop that stick off, and then get right back to the outside and accelerate off this break. That's a great job here by Diggs, working this peek back technique on this route. Something, again, you snap this off, you could run a corner, you could snap down and run a comeback, or you could just break it off and run it out. But a peek back is a very effective way. You see Keenan Allen use it a lot as well, to sell like you're running a seam, sell like you're running some kind of inside breaking route, get this DB a little bit over anxious to the inside, then we pop it off, right? DB should stay disciplined and look at those hips, right? He should just be staying on those hips. But again, that's a much easier thing to say and to coach than to actually do when you got a guy over the top of you. You don't know what kind of move he's going to make. He gives those eyes and he pops that stick off right there when you're wanting to jump to the inside. So it's important that you give a little bit something with your hips, but your head and your shoulders is what goes to the inside, and you peek back over that shoulder. Let's watch it again. So he's here, works this release, back over the top, look off those eyes, stick, and then just get out of this break. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about a rocker step. If you guys are familiar with this channel, you've seen a couple of the videos. This is something you should know, but this is a great way to get some separation on really any route. I like this rocker, post, corner, out, dig, just about anything that involves cutting. So this is we're going to be looking at a dig right here. So he's going to be setting him up with this diamond, but he gets back to the outside, and this is a great way to sell like you're running an out. Another way to sell a route, a double move at the top of the route that you could work. So let's break this thing down. So gets him off his platform a little bit here. This is like a dive release. You guys know what a dive release is if you've been watching this channel, but a dive right here is where you're just diving to the inside, trying to sell like you're maybe running drag, trying to cross his face. And one-on-ones, this DB isn't really too threatened by that, so it doesn't really get into bite all too much. But if we could get to this outside portion right here, and you got to run a dig, couple things you could do, right? You feel this guy run with you downfield, you maybe swat this arm off and you undercut it. You maybe snap down, work a square cut and throw a 1-2 into it, get him to shoot by. Or if you feel like you can work to really restack and you feel like you could get some leverage, you could throw this rocker step in there, this little shake at the top of the route. And that's exactly what we do here. Now we're going to talk about how this rocker step can sell a lot of things, right? So you got to run this dig. Now, you're coming here. In this case, Calvin Ridley's going to go 1, 2. And he throws himself to the outside. And what he's selling right now is that he's just sticking this thing off and running an out route. Now, that dive release combo where you burst up and take the outside release, that's commonly used on an outside breaking route, right? It's commonly used on an out route, a corner route, maybe sometimes a comeback route where you'd go dive 1-2 steps to the inside or 2 to 3 steps to the inside, get him to overcommit, you take the outside release, then you snap it off, right? So when he's trying to play catch up here, what's he going to be looking at? He's going to be looking at your torso. He's going to be looking at your upper body. So you want to make it all look the same. Again, a lot of times about being a salesman on a route is making everything look the exact same. So he's selling like he's throwing here. It's just a normal cut, right? He's sticking right here, throwing his head and shoulders, trying to get him to lean to the inside. Then he's going to run this out route. Maybe he's worked this before. Maybe this DB has seen him work this before on film. He's got your tendencies down. That's something you guys can use when you're actually, live and in game and working this and studying routes that you could use in a game during the season this year. And what does he do? He throws his upper half and he throws his hips back to the outside. And that's what's going to get this DB to jump to the outside, because that's where he's looking. He's looking at his upper half, and then he's able to accelerate out, get those hands off, and make a play on this ball. It's a great route here. Great job selling this route by using this rocker step. Let's watch it again full speed. So comes off 1-2, takes the outside release, sells like he's just going out, catches himself with that outside leg. Make sure you're throwing your body. Make sure you're throwing your hips. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, please leave those in the comments. Again, if you guys want to improve your hands and you want a 30-day program to do it, check out that link in the description that says improve your hands in 30 days. I'll see you guys next time.